You don't have to worry. I promise.
Will you jump when I say jump? You better not try nothing fishy. I don't want to have to splatter that pretty face of yours. Is that right? Will you do whatever I want?
It's okay, Harley. Bruce and I already talked. He'll do whatever you want.
Some things are.
Nothing is guaranteed. Well, this is a complex task. There might be some bumps along the way.
So glad to hear it.
I'll take care of it.
Maybe you are my kind of guy.
Sounds like Bruce has got it covered.
That's how this gets done. I'll do whatever I think is necessary.
I ain't got cooties. Oh, ain't that cute? You're sweet on little old puddin'. Here's the thing, lover boy.
He's not equipped to deal with the world.
But there's a world full of charity cases out there, and you picked John. Come on, put your lips on it.
Wayne Enterprises.
From inside there. You're gonna go get Mama a little present. You can play with me and my friends whenever you want.
Of course he will, Harley. He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Okay, here's what's going to happen now, Mr. Moneybags. Maybe you and me are more alike than I thought. You're not what I expected. And it's gonna take a lot more than that billion-dollar smile. John may be easily impressed, but I ain't. You gotta stand by your words or you ain't nothing at all. Your friend was just saying how he used you, Pud. Your friend was saying he had the hots for me.
You don't have to worry about hurting my feelings. That's the old me. The new me you won't have to feel sorry for.
I was just kidding around.
Here, give me a hand with this, will you?
No, look, you're doing it wrong. I could just buy you a car, something with an actual key. John, really? You stole this car?
I know it's kind of falling apart, but it was the only thing available,
Red's the battery, yellow's the starter, spark one on the other.
I mean, wow. Besides, the newer models, they don't start so easy without a key. You are literally my hero, Bruce. Just one sec. This works. It's just a matter of trial and error. There we go. It works. It's just a matter of trial and error. Come on, you son of a... I'm pretty sure this is how you get this thing started. At least it worked before. It's okay, Bruce. I know it's hard to talk about feelings and stuff. I get it, Bruce. You used me. Because that's the kind of ruthless guy you are.
Loverboy said I was just his type. Ain't that right, Brucey?
I want you to know, the feeling's mutual. It's okay, Bruce. That's the old me, Bruce. The new me, you won't have to feel sorry for. You just made my day, Bruce. The new me, you won't have to feel sorry for. You don't have to worry about hurting my feelings. I get it, Bruce. You used me. Don't make fun of me for my affliction. It's okay, Bruce. Dr. Leland says it's not good for my self-image.
Leland was too soft on you, Puddin'. You gotta learn to laugh it off.
Doesn't sound like you were kidding.
Will you bring me the shiny things I ask for? A broodin' silent type, huh? John, you didn't say he was a first-class bore.
I want to run this town. Just like Falcone. Just like my father.
That makes sense. Sense is so boring, though.
Well, when you have as much money as I do, you get bored. I'm just looking for a little excitement.
Excitement, huh? Mr. Silver Spoon needs some new toys?
When we were in Arkham...
You can help me do that. The agency is after us both.
Uh-huh. Sure. The Playboy's trading his tux for a Tommy gun. Sounds to me like you just bring more heat.
We should work together to get him off our backs.
That's the old me, anyway.
Ain't that the gist of it? Get it for me? I'll know you're on the level about the agency. Get it for me? I'll know you're on the level.
Like, really deep. Bruce has hidden depths, Harley. Almost got it. thought I had it. It did, I promise. Really. Come on, come on, come on. Well, come on, Bruce. Harley was just kidding. It's what she does. She's funny. She doesn't really mean everything she says.
Oh, Brucey, I was just having fun. Don't you like fun?
After the bombing, they've been sniffing all around Wayne Enterprises.
Well, you should have seen the way he took care of business with the guy in the bar, though, Harley. He's a force to be reckoned with. He played him like a Stradivarius.
Give me one good reason why I don't redecorate the windshield with your noodle.
Hey! Hey! Thief! Get back here! Get back here, you freak! Stop! Stop!
I really should, shouldn't I? Oh, yeah. If you said it, you said it. When we were in Arkham, we got into all kinds of mischief. He showed me some of the darkness he's got inside. You don't forget something like that.
He's not even bothering to make a case for himself. Does he think he's too cool for that? Too cool for my school?
Bruce was 3 steps ahead the whole time. Don't hog it all. You know, leave some for me. Well, then, let's get moving. No time like the present.
Like how fast I'll make you disappear if any of those bumps turn into trouble. And hurry. Mama really wants to get herself some tacos when you're done. Make yourself useful and get me that phalanx key. You're on, Brucey boy.
He's got this, Harley. I've never been more convinced of anything in my life. You've got this, Bruce. Oh, cool. They're expecting you. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
I am so happy, John.
That was fantastic. Bruce could be a real help to us, Harley. Really got the heart racing. You should have seen how he took out this guy in the bar.
All right, Wayne. You got my attention. Excitement. The man who's got everything's looking for some new toys. I'm just joshing you, rich boy. But there's a world full of charity cases out there. And you pick John. You're on, Brucey boy. It's kind of a mismatch. Raises all kinds of questions. Bruce feels bad for you, having such a hard time with life. Oh, come on. I swear, it'll make your whole body shiver. Something called a phalanx key. A little bird told me there's some pretty fancy hacking tech up there. Maybe your whole Kingpin of Gotham shtick won't seem so absurd. And maybe, just maybe, I'll vouch for you with the others. Get it for me? I'll know you're on the level. You'll get all the thrills you ever dreamed of. Maybe I'll even bring you along on our next job. Maybe I'll even vouch for you with the rest of the guys.
What do you want with the phalanx key?
Why wouldn't I want it? I hear this thing opens half the security systems in Gotham. And it's just sitting there, hidden in your lab, waiting for someone to put it to use. What's the matter? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
That information in her hands? He clearly sees something in you that appeals to him.
So that's it then. I find John Doe and accept his offer. You're right. John's my ticket in. If I play my cards right, John might tell me most of what I want to know. Waller isn't the one we need to worry about. Bane is still on the loose, with enough guns to arm a small militia. Badman's outnumbered and outgunned.
Well, the one thing you can trust is John's desire to be close to you. Well, the less you have to mingle with his friends, the better I'll feel about all this.
Hopefully the invitation is still open. I'll have to repay John's trust with betrayal. I thought you'd be used to seeing me fly through walls by now. I'm so sorry to put you through that, Al. It wasn't a great time for me either.
I know. If it hadn't been for your armor, as if he wasn't bad enough. Now Director Waller knows your identity.
Waller is right about one thing.
Got it?
I'm good, thanks, Al.
Those minutes of silence, waiting for you to respond, they were the worst of my life. If you play your cards right, John might tell you everything you want to know.
Waller's intel shows that the thieves made off with numerous pieces of equipment used in the storage and transportation of biological material.
Bruce! You are not fine, Bruce. None of this is fine. I didn't know if you were alive or dead, or if I would ever see you again. No one gets used to that.
Drugs that are lethal when combined.
What kind of toxin?
There's a whole series of powerful psychoactive meds in this cocktail.
Who could have come up with such a concoction? We can talk about all this later. Come on now. Let's get you patched up.
I'm fine. Really. I'm fine. Really. I'm fine. Really.
You were nearly killed tonight.
Something new.
I don't even want to think what they'd want that for.
There's still some toxin left in here. Anyone with a degree in pharmacology. John's hardly predictable, but it's a risk I'll have to take. The stacked deck, that's where he is.
You'll just do it again tomorrow? We already lost Lucius. I couldn't bear losing you, too. Good thing you hid that tracking device on him when you had the chance. I suppose you couldn't wait an hour or two while you rest.
Not a chance. Riddler was just a small part of a larger threat. Let's begin with the dart I pulled from his neck. I wonder who cooked it up. And did the same person pull the trigger? Gotham brokerage. 10 million in diamonds stolen. Some safety deposit boxes emptied. Contents unknown. Over a dozen dead, and even more wounded. Mostly by gunshot, though some victims had their heads smashed in.
Oh, that's barbaric. Witnesses place Harleen Quinzel at the scene, dressed up as a clown and wielding a mallet.
Don't ask me.
Riddler's friends are as insane and gruesome as he was. Perhaps even more.
Those same witnesses say that she acted alone. All that carnage. All by herself. Where do we even start with this? GothCorp Labs, genetic research facility.
Yes, I have no idea.
Authorities can't determine what was even stolen until all of that melts.
At least 20 dead, some completely encased in ice.
Others were frozen solid. Some of their limbs shattered as they fled. No IDs on any suspects, though. Security cameras frozen. All witnesses dead.
Guns? Money? Biotech? What are they planning?
We won't know until we get to Bane.
I don't mean to cause offence, but you're in no shape to beat the information out of that monster, or take on his friends if it comes to it.
I'll improvise.
You told Waller you knew when to be Batman and when to be Bruce.
Alfred, you should know better than to underestimate me. Even so, we can't just wait for them to strike again. Of course I could use help, but both the GCPD and the agency are stretched thin. The death toll is already too high.
There must be another way. I know you told Waller you were reluctant to risk Bruce Wayne's cover, but I'm more worried about the risk to Batman, given your current condition. Some problems might be better solved by Bruce Wayne. We've already seen how formidable Bane is on his own. Taking on all of them, that would be suicide in your current condition.
You're right, Alfred. I hate to say it, but I'm not exactly ready for round 2. One thing's for sure. We can't just sit around waiting for them to strike again. We've seen the kind of devastation these killers can cause. One thing's for sure. We can't just wait around for Bane to strike again.
Riddler said his friends abandoned him at the Lady of Dublin.
He alluded to the fact that John Doe was one of them.
If that's the case, then John can get you close to the others. He already wants you to meet them. It'll be dangerous approaching Bane and his people this way. They'll be suspicious of anyone who isn't a proven criminal. Waller might have been right.
Don't worry, Alfred. I'm not planning to stick around for long. Bruce Wayne has influence, an endless bank account, and as of last year, questionable integrity.
Everything a criminal network looks for in a new recruit.
Just enough for me to figure out their plan.
Yes, and then what?
My father was one of the best-known criminals in Gotham. It should be easy enough to pretend I'm following in his footsteps.
I suppose it could work. I'm sure you'll figure out something. Bane's attack was one of 3 tonight, all at the same time.
Let's bring him up. Get an assessment of the damage.
I understand. A man died for you tonight, Bruce. Tried to save you from that monstrosity. Too many have died. In too short a time.
Alfred, we will get through this. You know that, right? It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Bane is running free out there. He's just getting started. I need your strength right now.
Of course.
This storm will pass.
Sorry for not being my resolute self. Yes, I realize I haven't been my resolute self lately. Yes, I know that, Bruce, and I'm sorry for not being my resolute self. We've never seen this kind of destructive power before. That's what frightens me, Bruce. John Doe might be your best chance of getting inside, finding out what they're up to.